And welcome to Officer Oil. I'm your host, Scott McAdoo. I'm a police first responder and community outreach officer for a local department in Maryland. And outside of police, I support my family as a certified AMSOIL dealer. When I'm not fighting crime, I am fighting friction. So here doing a follow-up on the 2020 KTM 300 XC-W TPI two-stroke. Be changing the gear oil. So recently, out on a fun ride, I hit some really deep water, very deep water. Got deep quick, surprised me. I was able to pull through, but I had water in the air box and water in the air filter was very wet. So just to be sure and just to have a little better peace of mind, I wanted to change the gear oil. Well, I did it the other day, and I'm pretty convinced that it was contaminated with water. So doing a follow-up here a few days later. So I haven't ridden far other than just spinning around the backyard. I've got the bike all warmed up and going to be changing the gear oil out so I can be good for another good bit. But currently show you the mileage here. So 397 miles and 27.1 hours. So I did the first change just over 6 hours coming off a break-in. So this was, and then I just did the second change here, well, just the other day. And the only riding I did was just around the backyard just to get everything. I want to flush it all out just to make sure I got all that water out of there. But we're going to be using the AMSOIL synthetic 1050 dirt bike oil, which is an outstanding and best recommendation AMSOIL had for this application. So 1050 synthetic, it's going to better protect the gears. It's going to reduce heat. It's going to give you that constant clutch feel, which is very important. And so when you're out riding tight technical trails, you want to be in that friction zone just so you don't get that rear wheel spin. And very important, if you've ever dirt bike rode, you know how often you have that finger up on the clutch. So this is great. This is going to work primarily in those KTM applications that I see the 1050. Have the 1060 would be another option. I'll show you the bottle here a little bit. But specifically designed for off-road dirt bikes. So racers, enduro riders in the woods. Show you the back here. But outstanding protection against the transmission. And it's wet clutch compatible, no friction modifiers. That's a big thing you want to look for so that you don't have that clutch slip where if you dump in an automotive oil. So we meet the specs there, and just perfect. So it'll work in, so I'm using it here in the gear oil and the transmission on the two-stroke, but I had an older KTM four-stroke, and this is what we recommended also for that four-stroke application, which is a wet sump system. So the same oil is lubricating the transmission as well as the engine. So great. Another option I'll show you here would be our metric 15W50, which, as you can see, the book recommends the JASO MA2. However, I am running AMSOIL's best recommendation, which is the dirt bike 1050 here, which is a JASO MA. All right. So that, and the advantage with this is they did a nice test just to show the clutch plates and how clean they were from discoloration and wear. So they did a simulated start test. They did 32 race starts, and a leading OEM on a Honda CRF 450, just after 16 starts, you can see those clutch plates are black. There's a lot of wear where the AMSOIL looked outstanding. So great protection there. And I took it to the top with our technical service team with AMSOIL, and they said even though the book recommends that MA2, that's going to be a much better spec for on-road applications. But for the dirt and what I'm doing, they feel the MA was going to be the best. So even though we had something that would technically meet those specs, you are still warranty secure. You can run whatever you want there. You're protected under the Magnuson-Moss Act. So great protection plan for us consumers out here. So the bike is all warmed up. I just spun around the yard a little bit just to get the gear oil warmed up, and just try to clean up any of that and flush out any of that water and break down anything that might have come from that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this start getting this drained out. So a good thing I always recommend to do is just clean up that surface area. So I use the AMSOIL brake and parts cleaner, And it's a chlorinated formula. It dries very quickly, doesn't leave any residue. It's got a really nice pressure on it, and it's a 19-ounce can. So most of the cans I see out there often are 14-ounce. So you do get a little more in the can. So just get that cleaned up, clean off your filler cap and then the drain plug area so that any dirt and debris doesn't fall in there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so here's my filler cap. So I just hit it with a little shot of the brake cleaner, the parts cleaner. Just wipe that down just around to make sure that we don't get any dirt and debris in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this. All right, crack that so that we can get a good flow. So we get good flow when we come back around and pop the drain plug out. All right, back around the other side. The drain plug is right underneath the front sprocket. See if I can show you that a little better. It is right there. Touching it right there. So that's where it is. It's a 13 mil. Get that thing cracked off. All right, so they make some special tools that'll help make let the oil come out so you don't make a mess. But what I did, I just went and grabbed an old laundry detergent container and just cut it up. Really just made myself a little homemade funnel here, homemade little channel drain to direct that down. And it actually worked really well when I changed the oil a couple days ago. So 13 mil, get that on there. And let's get this cracked off. Lefty loosey. There we go. Put that on there. Get this up. There we go. Here she comes. All right, so yeah, nice and clean. Still got a little bit of color to it, but much better than what it was before. Get that plug out. Very little debris on there. So I feel much better now getting this out. So we'll let that drain out. And give that a minute. All right, the one advantage here is got the kickstand, so I already got a nice lean on the bike, so it's naturally coming out. But a little trick, if you like to be anal on certain things, pull the kickstand up and then very carefully just give it a little lean. And here it comes. Here it comes. Get it nice lean down there. All right, so it's been dripping a while. I've tipped the bike over a few times just to try to let gravity work for me here, and I think I'm pretty good. I'd be sitting here for a while if I let it sit here and drip all day, and I got to keep moving. So, great thing to do is get yourself a new crush washer. All right, so we'll get a new crush washer. I found this little drain bolt washer kit online. It's just a few dollars, and it has it fits pretty much anything 98 to current. It's very helpful, and it's got all the washers in there, or all the crush washers in there. So here's my old one. Let me pull that off, put that to the side. Use my parts cleaner. Just give it a little spray. Give it a little wipe. All right. Put my new crush washer on. Get that on there. And then one thing I did forget to do, I forgot to spray in around here just to clear my clean my work area. It wasn't bad. I had just done it here the other day, and the only riding I did was just to warm it up here around the backyard. But I'm just going to spray this rag down and then just wipe a little bit just to make sure I got everything. It's all clean. Nice clean surface. All right. So now go ahead and put my nice clean magnetic drain plug back in there. Okay, crush washer on. Install my drain bolt. Righty tighty. All right, snug that up. Torque wrench to 20 Newton meters. Already set. Get that in. There we go. 20 Newton meters right there. Good. Pull out my homemade little assistant here. All right, so give that a little white, and then just hit it with the parts cleaner, but it was dry, so this did a great job. This caught everything. Give it another little white. And that's one thing that's great with AMSOIL. I mean, we've been the leader of synthetics for, geez, since 1972, but we have so many other great accessory products. So this is just one of those that rolled out here a few years ago. Been very, very, very popular. Use it all the time. All right, got it nice and clean. Now let's put some oil in it. Okay, take off my filler cap. Just make sure and check you don't have any debris in here. I cleaned it the other day, so it's not bad. Funnel. I have a little left over from my other quart, so about 10 ounces in there from my last change. Let's use that up. That get in there. There we go. AMSOIL synthetic 1050 dirt bike oil. Can't get much more application specific than this. So let that drip in there. All right, got the 10 ounces out of the other one. And it's 0.85 quarts. It works out to, I think it's just over 27 ounces that works out to. So if I'm doing my math right, I want to bring this down so I have about 15 ounces left. And that should be the 27 total, 0.85 quarts. Here we go. Take a look. Almost there. And that's right about, yeah, it's right about it. Right about, I'd say about 15 ounces. Let's get my cap back on. Let that drip in there a little bit better. While that funnel's dripping and getting all that oil in there, I just want to point out, I often get asked why I put tape on my bike. And I did buy this, I can't recall what it's called, but I bought this this protector here just because my boots were just scratching the heck out of the plastic. So I looked around online and ended up just going with some old-fashioned duct tape. Don't know if you have any other suggestions on a better way to protect your plastic just from as I'm squeezing and pinching the bike with my boots, but I've just been using duct tape and tearing it off, and it's been effective. A little ugly, not worried about winning a beauty contest out there. So that's what that is. All right, so got that. I'm good and happy with that. All right, pull my funnel out. Got my filler cap, make sure that's clean. All right. Make sure that's clean. You can always give it a shot with the parts cleaner. And then another thing you can do, just make sure that gasket, that rubber gasket, has a little bit of oil on it. We don't want that to dry out. So put our cap back on, snug that up. Now there's also, there's a way you can check it. There's an oil check level bolt, which is right here. It even says oil right on the side. So you can take that off, straighten the bike up, unscrew that, and you'll just get a small little trickle out, and then you know that you're full. I'm confident I got 0.85 quarts in there, and I'm also short a new crush washer. So I'm gonna trust that I measured it properly, that I put the correct amount in, and know that I'm good to go. But that is a good way to. It's always a good way to check that, just to make sure you're at the correct level. So, all right, so that's it. I got it all switched over. I'm confident I had that water contamination in there. So we got that. Did the change. Drove it around the yard. Got everything warmed up. Did essentially a flush just to get any of that old contaminant and that water out. And I'm good to go for several more hours now. Get out there and beat it up, run it hard like I always do. I thought I'd be a little less aggressive on it. However, the bike is just so much fun, and my confidence has gotten up on it. And I'm at 27 hours. But the AMSOIL dirt bike, 1050, all right, outstanding for what I'm doing. I'm a woods rider, technical, a lot of tight. You know, I'm second gear, just crawling through some brutal technical riding. And my finger's always on the clutch, and that's what I wanted, and that's why I went with the 1050, which was AMSOIL's best recommendation. So if you're a do-it-yourselfer like me, and you'd like to start experiencing the AMSOIL advantage like I did 12 years ago and I've never looked back, then I highly recommend joining our preferred customer program. And what that does, it's a great program designed for the do-it-yourselfer, where you get 25% off of our retail price and free shipping, drop shipped, anything over $100 directly to your doorstep. There's some other advantages. You get some money back when you make purchases, and it keeps track of your credits. There's a referral credit program. There's the newsletter. And they also do a lot of free giveaways and things like that and promos. So it's great. Many of my police coworkers, neighbors, friends, my parents, love you mom, love you dad, they're preferred customers. It's a great program for DIY, someone doing it in the driveway, in the backyard, small little family fleet. If you own a parts store, an auto parts store, for example, and you'd like to move forward with AMSOIL, we'd love to start sending customers in your door, get those profit margins up while better protecting your customers' vehicles and equipment. Then we have an even more advantageous program where you're going to save approximately 30% off of retail, and you're going to earn the wonderful, you're going to receive our co-op credit program, which is going to give you 4%, basically almost a cash back that you can use on advertising support, signage, hats, banners, all those goodies. So it's a wonderful program. You also get on our locator. So we're going to start driving business in your door. If anybody says find AMSOIL near me, they're going to see your store. If you're an installer, own maybe a repair shop or maybe even a commercial fleet, or a municipal fleet, we have an even more advantageous program where you can start at 30% off a wholesale, but then with your purchases over the year, you can earn up to 40% off of retail. So wonderful way to save and get discounts on your AMSOIL. Again, free shipping promos as well, or free shipping perks as well. Anything over $350 will get you the free ship, just like the if you're a parts store as well. So great program. So if you'd like to move forward, please follow the link below to get on our website, officeroil.com, www.officeroil.com. That will send you over, and it'll redirect you to the AMSOIL website. And if it asks you anywhere how you heard about us, please list my name, which is Scott McAdoo, and that's MCADOO. But most importantly, please list my referral number, and that's 1649274. Again, 1649274. And that gives me credit for it. you'll be working with me. It really does support my family. So I really, really would appreciate that. We would all appreciate it. But if you have any questions, please reach out, comments, please like, share, subscribe. Happy to get back to you and happy to work for you and start protecting your bike and making that smart move like I did 12 years ago and upgrade to AMSOIL. So that's all. So all changed here. I'll keep posting more as we go on to other services and other products. But thank you for tuning in, and Officer Oil signing off.